Happy Black History Month. Now, on this channel, we celebrate Black voices all year round. That's actually all we talk about here on this channel. Black authors, Black storytelling, Black creativity, Black brilliance, Black excellence. Very pro-Black territory over here. So if you're my people, welcome home. Welcome and welcome back. My name is Kiana and this is Key Reads. And in today's video, we're going to be doing the January wrap up and the February TBR jar. It's going to be a really short video. I'm just going to be pulling out 3 names out of this author discovery jar and then 1 bonus pick, just how we did last month. And then for the January wrap up, I'm just going to do a yes, no, maybe, so we could get this thing going and I could get into the books that I'm going to read this month. So in the month of January, I read, I'll say 4.5 books. All of the books that I read, I picked from the author discovery jar last month. And there were some good ones and there were some not too good ones. So I'm going to tell you why during this yes, no, maybe. Now we're going to start off with the first book that I read, which was Enigma by C.M. Barnes. That was a no. I actually DNF'd the book, and I'll tell you why. At first, I was very intrigued by it. I'm into spicy books. So I thought it was going to be really good. I've heard so many great things about the book, and I was actually really excited to read the book. However, as I got into the book, I just noticed that it wasn't for me. So this was a Why Choose book, and it follows the 2 main characters. I can't remember the name, but the 2 main characters, they're in a friend group. And what happened was the male main character lost his wife to cancer, and the female main character lost her husband in a car accident. And being that they were all in the same friend group, they found comfort in grieving each other and they end up falling for each other. And within that, they decided to explore a new dynamic to relationships. And it's like a polygamous type of situation where the female main character is being shared with another couple and they're doing all kinds of things. They're just sharing each other. Everybody shared each other. For me, the character development wasn't quite there for me. I noticed that I like spicy books, but it has to make sense. It has to make sense for me. Not saying that it didn't make sense, but I like more of a storyline before we get into the juice. I like it to run just how a movie would. It has a plot, it has things going on, other than just that. However, if you're into very, very spicy books closer to corn, then this is the book for you. It just wasn't for me, and that's okay. No shade to the author, but it just wasn't for me, so I'm going to give it a no. The next book was Love in Between the White Lines by C. Wilson. And for that book, I'm going to give it a no. And why I give it a no was it just was a lot of character development in the first book, and I wasn't excited throughout the book. Nothing stuck out for me. It just was a book to read with a little drama here and there, but it was nothing that stuck out to me that made it a page turner. So just as simple as that, I'm just going to give it a no. Now, the next book was The Filth Kings by Masterpiece, and I'm going to give that a hell yes. A hell yes. Now, it's 2 books within that story, and Masterpiece, she did her thing on that. I zipped right through that book, and I actually read some of it in the vlog. In my last video where I did the vlog, I finished it off in that vlog, and that duology was top tier, chef's kiss. I absolutely loved it. So this story follows the Decibel brothers. Octavio, Detavio, and Monster. Now, these brothers have been put through so many traumatic experiences through their childhood by their parents. And in this book, they're just maneuvering through healing from their past trauma and finding love along the way. And it was a beautiful story. It was filthy. I don't even know why I said it was a beautiful story. It was absolutely filthy. This was my first dark romance, and it definitely had me questioning my morals. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. But I gave this a 5 out of 5. I will highly, highly recommend this book. My favorite couple in this book is Monster and Natavi. I just love Natavi. I just love her down. So if you're looking for something juicy, something filthy, a lot of spice, this is the series for you. Masterpiece did her thing. That is a definite yes. Now, the last book is Rhythms Blues by Kimberly Brown. And that is also a hell yes. I absolutely love that book. Kimberly Brown is now my automatic buy author. I want to read her entire catalog. And with this book, I'm not even going to go into detail because I gave all the detail in my last vlog. I read this book in my last vlog and I put it on the floor in that vlog. So if you want to know about that book, definitely go to my last video and just look at the journey because I read that book with you all. But that was definitely a 5 out of 5 read. Kimberly Brown is now an automatic buy author for me. I absolutely love the love story between Shannon and Rhythm. And I love Rhythm as an FMC. She definitely stood on business. She stayed true to who she was. And I could respect that in characters. And I just absolutely love that because I see myself in those type of characters. So those were the books. I know it was really quick, but those were the books that I read. And I would definitely recommend the ones that I recommend. The ones that I did not like, I'm not saying that it may not be the book for you. It just wasn't the book for me. Now, moving on, let's go ahead and see what we're reading this month. I already started reading this month. I have some books that I just finished, but we're not going to talk about that until the end of the month. But let's see what are the 3 picks for this month out of the author discovery jar. All right, let's get it shaken up. Z Renee. Yes, I'm excited about Z Renee. There was actually 2 books that I wanted to start from Z Renee, but I just chose one. As you know, I have my notebook right here that has the list of titles that I already chose. So for Z Renee, I chose When He's Not There. I'm excited about that. As you all know, I go into my books blind. From what I know, it might be a cheating trope. It might be a cheating trope. I believe so. But we're going to find out. All right, let's see the next one. Let's go. Let's see. Drea Anderson. Let me see what I have for Drea Anderson. For her protection. Now, Drea Anderson is a really new author to me. When I was going down the list of the authors that will be at the Black Romance Book Fest this year, I said, let me see what she's about. I haven't heard about her work yet, but I am excited to get into this book here. And you know, I'm going to come and tell you all about it. Now let's choose the last book out of the jar and see what this is about. Let's see. A.E. Valdez. Okay, so I've heard a lot about A.E. Valdez. And the book that I chose for her is A Worthy Love. This book actually has been on my TBR for a long time, so I'm excited to get into that. I actually wanted to get the physical copy of the book, so hopefully I love the book and then I will buy the book as a trophy. But I'm excited for that. So we have our 3 authors. We have Z Renee, When He's Not There. We have Drea Anderson, For Her Protection. And then we have A.E. Valdez, A Worthy Love. So I'm excited to get into these 3 books. And then for the bonus pick of the month, we're going to read In Every Mirror She's Black by Lola Akinmade Akerstrom. I pray that I'm saying the name correctly. If not, please forgive me. But I felt like this was the perfect read because we are in Black History Month. And at the end of the day, in every mirror, I am Black. So what better read than this to read in the month of February? So I am excited about this. Y'all know I go into my books blind. But from what I do know, it's about 3 women who are going through life in the work field and dealing with racism, dealing with oppression, and all kinds of things. So I think this will be a really good read. So I'm interested in that. And that wraps up the February TBR picks and the bonus picks for this month. I'm happy with the choices that I chose from the author discovery jar. I'm excited to read them. I'm not going to read them in any special order, or whichever one I'm drawn to first is the one that I will read first. I'm probably going to do a vlog for at least one of the books, whether it's for the bonus pick or for one of the author discovery books. But I'm excited to read these books, especially A Worthy Love, because that has been on my TBR list for a while now. But that's the end of this video. I know it's pretty short, but I do thank you all for staying to the end. If you did like this video, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Comment what books you are currently reading. And until next time, y'all be great. Are you gonna be? Say that you're gonna be. Yeah. Are you gonna be in love with me?